not just renters. And why are we attacking drug addicts? It's not just drug addicts. There's sexual offenders. There's drunks. There's people such as that hit me. I mean, there's all kind of things that go on in this town. It's all appalling. But we have good codes out there. And we are not, and we are not enforcing the codes we have on the books. So until we start enforcing them across the board, money well spent, maybe it would be another code enforcement, or shared services with Waretown, but we need to enforce. I shouldn't have to live on 5th Street. And I came from Settlers Landing, and I put my money where my mouth is in 1996 when I invested $700,000 in building my house. People say, why in the world would you do that in Barnegat? Because when I moved here in '79, I fell in love with this town. This is the town I wanted to raise my kids. I did that. And this is the town I want to retire in and live until I can no longer here in Barnegat. But we need to fix the codes that we have, and we need to enforce them before we even think about doing another code that's going to have unintentional consequences that are going to hurt people. Thank you.
Thank you. Good points. Anyone else? Yes.
Good evening, Angela, 15 John Drive. I just wanted to support with regard to the purchase of the motorcycles. I see tremendous value in that. In order to have a safe environment and have a good family environment, which is why I moved to Barnegat, it's very important to have and continue our culture of compliance. So when you have towns that enforce traffic, enforce code issues, you end up in a situation where people comply. They're less likely to be dealing drugs because they know that the police are there and they're pulling people over. You know what small towns you can't speed through or talk on the cell phone, where I know in Toms River, I could speed, talk on my cell phone, and probably not have my seatbelt on and not be pulled over, which is one of the reasons why I came to Barnegat. In fact, I had a client call me and say, I want you to sue the Barnegat's code enforcement officer's parents for giving birth to him. And I said, why? And he said, well, he's crazy. He keeps picking on me for everything. That was several years ago, but that's why I came to Barnegat. I want a code enforcement officer like that. But with regard to the motorcycles, talking more about the value, where I live on John Drive, there's a retention basin. In the last month, I've had my fence vandalized twice, probably by a kid. $2,000 worth of damage though. This wasn't toilet paper on my trees. Those motorcycles could go, I know that the motorcycles can go through there because there are, I guess not ATVs, but I guess other types of motorcycles that are going through there all the time. One of the reasons I got the fence is because I have a 4-year-old and they were cutting across my yard. So I wholeheartedly support the motorcycles. I think there's tremendous value in it. Just patrolling the main roads of the town, the people that are hiding in the trees, in the woods, on the trails, you have to have pervasive police force to do that. That being said, I also wanted to say that I support the new ordinance with regard to the rentals. As a landlord, I have it written into my leases at my house in Toms River that I ran away from to come to Barnegat, that, you know, if you have a drug conviction, I can evict you because I don't want that type of person living in my home. I don't want to do that to my neighbors. And I think the new ordinance, while it's not going to solve every single problem, it's not going to solve the problem with someone vandalizing my fence, it does have a balance, and it takes the community needs and it balances it with the law. I don't see value in passing an ordinance that's illegal, that would result in creating a fee shifting case where we're going to end up paying thousands and thousands of dollars in attorney's fees for discrimination. That's not a value in an ordinance.
Are you a lawyer by any chance?
I try not to say that out loud.
I heard fee shifting. I don't know what this is already.
So anyway, I am a lawyer, but I actually am a compliance and certified compliance and ethics specialist, and I run a global anti-corruption program for an international company. And so I really value compliance. I breathe it, I eat it, I sleep it, and I just want to say that I love Barnegat. It's a pleasure to be here, and I very much support the work that you're doing for the town. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Denise.
My phone's not gonna work. I have several questions. My first question. Oh, Denise Kolowski, 26 Aphrodite Drive.
Thank you.
Quick question to the attorney. The first ordinance, is that illegal? Was the first ordinance, was it illegal? The first one. The landlord. The landlord. I want to stop my clock when you answer me. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I'm missing the first ordinance.
Question. The first ordinance for the rental property, was that an illegal ordinance? That was my question.
I believe, I drafted, so I believe it was legal. I can understand though, there are concerns how it could be interpreted to discriminate, so it's, I revised it to make clear that it's legal as it stands now.
So the first one was not, I just want to make sure, the first one was not illegal. Because I keep on hearing it was illegal.
I believe the first ordinance was legal. I can understand how it could be interpreted to be discriminatory.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Last year I was standing right here. I made a list of stuff because, I like to keep order. Last year I was standing here and informing the board, the township board, that the zoning board committee did not receive all the RFPs. The list that was given to the committee had missing quotes. I am not complaining about the zoning board secretary. It's not her fault. She gets the list, then she gives it to the zoning board committee. My first question is, why does this keep on happening? It happened last year, and it happened again this year. At this point, let me finish. Because I only have 5 minutes. At this point, I feel it's kind of a little bit intentional. So I have to, thank God for the zoning committee members. They reviewed, had a discussion about the RFPs. That's when we found out that they were missing some. The committee members did the right thing by hiring the right committee, the right companies, so that the residents of our town would save money. I am very disappointed with what I have read at one of the press releases, which I'm a little concerned about. My second question is this. We had 3 auditors, correct, that put in RFPs in? Okay. Yes?
I'm trying to remember, Denise.
Okay.
Hold on for a second.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, free.
Okay.
I don't have it at my fingertips.
No problem. Can someone explain to me why we went with the highest bidder?
There was.
I'm sorry. I read it in the paper, so I'm just curious to know. What I read didn't make any sense to me.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
You asked multiple questions here. Let's
Sure,
get back
go
to
ahead.
the original question regarding the zoning board and the professionals.
Yes.
I'm unaware, this is the first I'm hearing, that some RFPs were not submitted to the zoning board. I will look into that.
Mm-hmm.
However, we get many RFPs in the clerk's office during December, and any RFPs we get, we give them to the appropriate boards or authorities. Some come in for planning board, others come in for zoning board, and the balance usually come in for township committee. So I'm unaware of any missing RFPs with respect to the zoning board. So if you have that information, I'll catch up to you at some point in time and you can provide it to me.
No problem.
As you know, if that's the case, we will look into it and take the appropriate action. You mentioned press release. I don't know what press release you're referring to. A newspaper article?
A newspaper article. And it had to do with the auditors. It says the reasoning why you selected.
As you indicated, several RFPs were submitted for the position of township auditor. In the RFPs included both flat rates and per hour rates. Township committee reviewed them. and on January 1st at the reorganization meeting, selected the auditing firm of Holman.
Okay, well, let me just
Okay.
bring this up because I did my own research. The company that the township hired was $8,800 more than the other two companies. I thought we voted people in to save taxpayers' dollars. In the paper, it stated that Holman was, this was a quote, Holman was chosen because they were a much larger firm. They represented many more towns, and I think it is best for us to go with them because it would help us learn about what other towns are doing to resolve their financial problems. My third question is this. Did anyone actually read the RFPs? Any committee?
I did.
Lenny? Yes?
No.
Val?
Wasn't available.
No? You read it?
So?
Did you read
I
it?
did, I read the top contenders, yes.
Okay, good.
I narrowed down.
So if you did read it, you will notice that Bowman & Bowman is the largest CPA firm in South Jersey with a total of 95 staff members. They currently have 70 municipal government across 12 counties in the state of New Jersey. They were $5,800 cheaper than Holman. They are also bigger than Holman. Holman only has 40 professionals. So the comments and statement in the January 24 leader was incorrect.
Denise, unfortunately, you're out of time. I'll be happy to discuss this with you privately if you like, or you can bring up the rest.
Well,
of the
can I have a little
issues
bit more
at the
time
next meeting.
because he received a little bit more time, so I would like the same respect.
One more minute, Denise. That's
Sure,
it.
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So my question is this. Did anybody do any research? So can somebody answer that quick question is why did we go to that? We paying so much more money.
I voted against that, so I don't know.
Anyone else? Whoever voted yes, can somebody give me an answer?
Let me try to address that.
Dave, not you. I would like the committee people just to answer
As a member of
me.
the public, you don't have the privilege of selecting who you want to answer the question. I will answer the question on behalf of the majority of the township committee. As with any professionals, cost is not the only determining factor. It's experience and level of service that they provide. As I often say, sometimes when you're sick and need a doctor, do you go for the cheapest doctor or the best doctor? If you're in legal problems and need an attorney, do you go after the cheapest attorney or the best attorney? In this particular case, the majority of township committee, after the review of the RFPs, felt comfortable with selecting the Holman firm.
Okay, I have to let you also know, if anyone does know, I hope they did do their research, that the Holman company, one of
Finish your
the,
sentence, Denise.
this is my question actually. Did this company get the contract because a staff member from Holman was related to someone that the committee hired? So the newly hired firm of Darcy, Murphy, Connor, etc., that you voted for as a water sewage attorney, conflict attorney, and labor attorney is related to someone from this company. And that is a fact. Okay? I have a whole bunch of other stuff that I would like to address. But if I have to do it for next month, I'll see you next month.
We'll talk to you next meeting. I don't want to show favoritism to you.
Just to answer that question, that had no bearing on the selection of professionals. All professionals are based upon merit.
Thank you very much, Mr. Breeden, but I was talking to the committeeman.
Jake.
Jake Carroll, 106 North. Dave, this is good, don't put your hands up. I thanked you back there. I had a discussion with you back in the storms, and I said that you finally had it down pat on snow removal in Barnegat. I've been here a lot of years, 50 years, and you know, you did, you and who headed up the township was, in my knowledge, from what I see going around, was good. You know, I mean, that part of the job you're doing.
Thank you, Jake.
No.
The team effort, and we have it down to a science.
But I would like to see you, yeah. But I would like to see you get out of bed with the police chief. And you know, when we
Jake,
bought
come on, move on.
when we bought when we bought that all-terrain vehicle, that four-wheel drive vehicle, you know, I took some of your stuff on where they had to go and stuff, and then you might hear about I'm one of the ones that walk. I'm on the rail trail every day, me and my dog, and you know, I've never seen any crime over there or nothing. The crime I see in Barnegat's around the tap rooms and Wawas with the drug selling and all going on. You don't have to be. I think a blind man could see it, but to buy 2 more toys for the police department, and they're not needed. You know that I'm not needed. These things will just be another add-on. Pretty soon we'll need something else for the motorcycles. You know, the police department is a third of our budget goes to the police department. And if it was necessary, I'd be all in favor of it because I live in I would like a nice, safe, secure town. Most departments are getting rid of stuff like that. You know, that's old hat. We have electronics and radios and these ultra things we bought and all. We do not need 2 used motorcycles for somebody in Barnegat to play with. All right. Also, is there a stipend or a salary involved in the emergency management guys? Because we got rid of a guy with a stipend.
The gentleman that retired had a stipend of roughly between $25,000 and $27,000. These 2 individuals have stipends of roughly $2,500 to $3,000 each. So
Yeah.
we realize a substantial savings.
Well, you know, I'll go back to what you said when we got rid of the guy. Shouldn't have been no cost there because we did go a few years without no cost in that defense. So this is an added cost. You did not. We had a guy that got $10,000 a year for years in there, and he was so good. You even sent him down to New Orleans to see what happened to the big flood down there. Then he come back and got fired, or he
Retired.
yeah, retired. Well, anyhow, but now
Fired, retired.
when it came back, he got a $25,000 stipend after that, and then when you took over the pantry, as a meeting, we cut that fee out. So now you're adding it up. Now we say they're getting a $2,500 stipend. The chief and the
In the ballpark of $2,500 to $3,000. I don't know the exact amount, but I do know it is a substantial savings when compared to the stipend that the former emergency management coordinator get. Keep in mind, this is for both the emergency management and deputy coordinator.
yeah, they both get a $2,500 stipend.
It's I don't have the exact number, so don't hold me to it, but it's a substantial savings compared to
The police
what we
chief
were
already
paying.
costs us $250,000, so we just throw that on there too.
Just, you're not comparing apples and oranges, we're discussing emergency management.
Yeah, well, you know, Dave, we cut it down to 0, and now you're just building it back up again. It's nice to pat people on the back, but when you target spending my money for emergency management, which we don't need, then I'm upset because my taxes keep going up around here, and the services go down. To the engineer over there, it's the first time I've seen in the budget, in the agenda, where we got some money back on three projects. I want to compliment the engineering firm. Normally under Birdsall, at the end of these roads and stuff, like I'm talking about the 85, 86, and 87, on agenda, we got money back. So it's a step in the right direction, believe me. It's nice to see that on the budget, where we had a project and we got money back. Normally it was, I sit up here and beat the drum, where extra cost was added on, like down at that drain in the middle of the street down here that we paid $5,000 for. Also, I'd like to correct the mayor, back on that $20,000, you specifically said up there, and it's on film, you know that you can rest assured it's only going to be $20,000 down at that field. And that was to install the new turf from the New York Stadium. The old turf's been there. The old turf cost us $28,000 to get delivered, and they want $100,000 to get rid of it. Don't come around and tell me we've already up to about $800,000 down there for this field.
Thank you, Jay.
So $20,000 that you misspent. You said you went over when you were asking for the $20,000 to be approved. You didn't come back and say you overspent it. You know, whose decision was it to spend over $20,000?
Jake, we expanded the scope of the work as I explained. Thank you.
You expanded it, huh?
Take your time. Buzzer went off.
Yeah, the buzzer went off. Your buzzer's going to go off.
Careful, Jake.
Yeah, careful.
Jake, careful.
Yeah.
Morris.
Hi, Morris Flory for Blue Claw. There was a mention of the Comcast coming in March, April timeframe. Do you know if there will be an archive set up so we can go back 2 months, 1 month, or will it just be a one-time shot for the evening? Any idea?
That's more of an internal issue than a Comcast issue. We have to discuss that. I would have to deal with our website and our capability of storing certain videos, so.
Yeah, if worst,
Well-
if worst comes to worst, maybe we could do a YouTube channel and have it on there.
Just
before
wanted to
going
know.
on our
Yeah.
website.
Not sure.
Comcast is not responsible for
Okay.
that aspect.
Okay,
Yeah.
great, thank you. So you guys will think about it then.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Daniel Day, 200 Edison Road. How much money have we received so far from FEMA or the state in regards to the dock? I know we've spent somewhere over 700,000 from what I've heard.
We received
Move
a few $100,000 back from FEMA. We submitted several project worksheets. I'm not sure exactly what the few $100,000 represents, whether it reflects cost of solid waste disposal or emergency response to the storms. But the township has submitted the total cost of the dock replenishment or rehabilitation program to FEMA, knowing that in the long run, certain costs will be ineligible because we enhanced the condition of the dock beyond what it was prior to the storm.
What was the amount of the bill that you sent?
1.2 or something?
Is that what we spent?
Yes,
Okay, and we
Yeah.
received a few $100,000.
yes.
What's a few hundred? 200, 300,
It's roughly
400?
between $200,000 and $300,000 so far.
Okay.
And
Thank
the
you.
process is very time consuming.
Well, yeah, but we're paying interest on that money. We floated a bond, didn't we?
We did a special emergency. The emergency has roughly a 1% interest rate. Yes, we did. We
Yeah,
had to do
we
that
have-
like
we
any
have
other
to pay
town
that
on the
back.
coast, and we are working with FEMA to get that money back as quickly as possible.
But that, that's a lot of money.
It is, no
Really
question
is.
about it.
Because when you floated that bond, you did it before the storm was over, didn't you?
No, we did it after the storm.
You did it after the
Yeah.
storm?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we had to know the cost of recovering from the storm, and we didn't know that number until the storm was done. We floated the special emergency note in December. And what will happen is it will be renewable every year, less 20%.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. All right, sir, yes.
Arthur Robidoux, 108 Ravenwood. My question would be for Deputy Mayor Lasella about the shoreline project. That's going to be a senior development
These are proposals at this
proposal.
point.
Would it be gated?
Again, it's in the preliminary stage. It would be a senior rental controlled all by the developer of the project, which he has developed in other areas as a similar project and outstanding. from what
Well,
I've seen.
the good news is that it would be remediated and a beautiful senior development with a beautiful clubhouse and
Clubhouse,
amenities and so forth, but how would the residents of Barnegat access that?
Well, there would be a list, you'd apply. like
In other
that.
words, it's gated, if it is gated.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean how do you get in it?
Okay,
As proposed right now, it's
it
not
would be
gated.
ungated.
Right,
As it's proposed right now.
right now.
Now, down in Egg Harbor, where there was a lot of development, Pulte Homes went down there, was building developments and using up land. The township negotiated with them to build some recreational facilities in lieu of what they were giving them. He's gonna make a lot of money building the homes. So maybe I would propose that you consider that going
Well, we
forward
would
down the road.
consider, depending on the scope of the whole development.
It's a
yes,
large-
If we could get something back from, to
'Cause we're in-
offset some of our other costs.
We're in dire need of a recreational.
There's no doubt. Could you say that loud
Yeah.
and face the camera there? We'd appreciate that. Thank you.
My other question is, down at the field, it's being done on a volunteer basis. I've been down there and looked at it. And I know from experience that a builder or somebody that builds a recreational whatever gives warranties and so forth. Now, I haven't seen it when it's done, but if you run 5 yards, you're going to break your ankle if you're a young fellow playing ball down there. When it's done, will it be certified as usable and serviceable by somebody, and what would be the liability of the township?
As with any new recreation facility, the Ocean County Joint Insurance Fund will come down and inspect the facility and make a determination whether or not it's safe and appropriate for use.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to close public portion?
I'll take care of that. Motion to close, public comment?
Second.
Second, very good.
Third?
New business? Ordinance 2014-01, first reading.
An ordinance establishing certain salaries of certain officers and employees and repealing any and all other ordinances inconsistent herewith.
Motion to introduce the ordinance?
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Bailey?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-02, first reading.
An ordinance updating the sewer rules and regulations.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Bailey?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-03, first reading.
An ordinance updating the water rules and regulations.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Bailey?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-04, first reading.
An ordinance to amend chapter 55 land use to establish commercial design standards for uses permitted within the CPHD, Planned Highway Development Commercial, CN Neighborhood Commercial, CB Village Commercial, and CM Marine Car Commercial zones, as well as the Town Center TC-CPHD, TC-DN, and TC-CV.
Motion to Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-05, first reading.
An ordinance to amend chapter 55 land use to establish architectural design standards for construction within the historic district and the historic district transition area in accordance with the 2011 Barnegat Township master plan.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Motion to, ordinance 2014-06, first reading.
An ordinance adding a new chapter 5 to be entitled Cable Television Programming Policies and Procedures for Government Access Channel.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor Morano?
No.
No?
Mayor McKay.
Mayor McKay, I'm sorry.
Yes, I would.
Okay, good.
Ordinance 2014-07, first reading.
An ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 71, article 4, entitled Snow Emergencies to add a 71.22A for procedures to reimburse residents for damage to mailboxes due to snow removal operations.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-08, first reading.
An ordinance rescinding ordinance 1996-15, which erroneously vacated a rate title and interest of the township in an unimproved right of way.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call? Sorry, Frank, yes?
No, I thought it was gonna change. This is the first reading on 2014-08.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
First reading.
first reading.
Let's proceed. Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes for first reading.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes. First reading.
Deputy Mayor Lucella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Ordinance 2014-09, first reading.
An ordinance amending chapter 63-B entitled Rental Properties of the Township General Code of the Township of Barnegat.
Motion to introduce ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
No.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
No.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Approval of the minutes for the January 1st, 2014 reorganization meeting. Motion to approve minutes.
So, second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
And Mayor McKay?
Yes. Formal action agenda, resolution 2014-057.
Resolution authorizing payment of bill list in the amount of $9,767,715.58.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Okay, I have a list. 13-03336, no. 13-03337, no. 13-303-258, no. 13-03354, no. 14-00302, abstain. And that's on the first one.
Okay.
She has that already.
Committeeman Billy?
Oh, am I supposed to?
No, it's, the confusion is there was a motion to approve the bill list.
Right.
I-
And I voted no on that and yes on all the rest.
My question is this, can it be parsed that way? Or does it
If
have
not,
to be
then I
as-
could vote, I can abstain on the whole thing, that's fine.
I'm simply asking for procedural guidance.
Just because the nature of the motion, it didn't occur before, the nature of the motion is on the entire list. So I think it just causes confusion for the record. I'm not sure you record that.
I have a list.
You do.
Yeah. So,
You could certainly note that for the record.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes, resolution 2014-57A.
Resolution authorizing payment of bill list in the amount of $10,886,265.54.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Same thing, 14-00076, 14-00104, 5 and 6, 00108, 14-00429, and 430, and 487.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes, resolution 2014-058.
Resolution authorizing appropriation transfers within the current fund.
So
Motion.
moved.
Let me make the motion first. Motion to adopt resolution. Anybody?
Somebody.
So moved.
What happened? You say so moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes, resolution 2014-059.
Resolution authorizing emergency temporary appropriations for the current fund.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes, resolution 2014-060.
Resolution authorizing cancellation of outstanding checks.
Motion to adopt resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Consent agenda.
The below listed items are considered to be routine by the Township of Barnegat and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no formal discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
Motion to adopt consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes on everything except for 2014083.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes, abstain on resolution 2014-088.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved.
Second. All right,
All in favor?
we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.